Hello and welcome to Lantern Lane Stories. Tonight's story is The Boy Who Learned to Be Brave Castle. The autumn sun was soft and gold over Prague that morning. Václav knelt beside his grandmother Ludmila in the stone chapel. His knees hurt a little from kneeling so long, but his heart felt calm. "Look outside," Ludmila whispered, pointing past the altar window. Below them, poor people walked the narrow streets, their clothes thin and torn. "Do you see them?" she asked gently. Václav nodded. His eyes felt warm. "God sees them too," Ludmila said, "and he sees your heart. Little one." She held his small hand in her old, wrinkled fingers. "Courage is not what the soldiers think," she told him softly. "Courage is choosing kindness when it would be easier to choose anger." Václav looked up at his grandmother's face, lined like an old map. He did not understand yet, but he felt safe. The chapel smelled like candle wax and old stone. Outside, a church bell rang slowly 3 times. One cold morning, Václav rode with his mother's guards to the marketplace. The air smelled like frost and fear. Merchants shouted. Chains clinked against the cobblestones. In a wooden pen, men and women stood with sad eyes, waiting to be sold. Václav's heart beat faster. He had never seen this before. "Who are they?" he asked his guard, a kind man named Miloslav. "Prisoners from raids," Miloslav said quietly. "They will be sold as workers far away." Václav felt something hot rise in his chest, not anger but sadness. He thought of his grandmother's words, "God sees their hearts." Miloslav, how much gold to free them? Václav asked. Miloslav's eyes grew wide. "My lord, that would cost a prince's treasure." "Then let us pay it," Václav said. He was only a boy, but his voice was steady. That afternoon, the prisoners walked free, blinking in the sunlight. Some cried, some knelt and thanked the young prince. Václav felt his grandmother would have been proud. Years passed. Václav grew tall and wise. One autumn, a messenger rode hard into Prague, dust on his horse. "A great king comes from the north," the messenger gasped. "King Václav brings an army. He thinks you are weak because you love peace." The nobles gathered in the stone hall, their armor glinting. "We must prepare for battle," they cried. "Sharpen your swords." But Václav was quiet, remembering his grandmother's voice. The next morning, he stood alone at the city gate as the army approached. Thousands of soldiers on horseback, spears like a forest of thorns. King Václav rode to the front, his face hard and cold. He expected to see a frightened boy. Instead, he saw Václav standing with his hands open, palms forward. "I come to ask, why do we need to fight?" Václav called out. His voice was young but clear as a bell. The morning was very quiet. Even the horses seemed to listen. Václav laughed, but the laugh sounded uncertain. "Come closer," Václav said to the northern king. "Speak with me." Václav rode forward slowly, his hand on his sword. As he came near, something strange happened, or so the old people said. A shaft of sunlight broke through the clouds and fell on Václav's face. It made a cross-shaped shadow on his forehead, bright as gold. Václav gasped. He saw something in that light, or thought he did. Later, he would tell this story to his own children and grandchildren. "I saw angels standing beside that boy. I saw light that no darkness could touch." He pulled his horse to a stop. "I came to conquer," Václav said slowly, "but I see now I cannot." "You can," Václav said gently, "but you do not have to. Come, share bread with us. Let us be brothers instead of enemies." Václav's hard face changed. Something inside him became soft. He lowered his sword. Then he lowered his head. "I will go home," he said, "and I will tell my people of the prince who chose mercy." As the northern army turned and rode back toward the horizon, Prague's bells began to ring. Years later, when Václav was gone, people remembered him. They built a great church of stone in Prague, the Church of Saint Václav, and they brought Václav's body there, treating him like a saint. Sick people came. Sad people came. Lost people came. They said Václav's spirit still listened, still cared, still remembered the poor. On September 28th, the city still celebrates his name. Children learn that he was a real prince in a real time in this real city. And they learn what Václav's grandmother Ludmila taught him so long ago. True courage is not the shout of swords. It is the quiet choice to love. You can still see the Church of Saint Václav in Prague today. It stands on the hill above the city, its towers touching the sky. And if you listen very carefully, on quiet mornings, you might hear an old bell ringing. It rings the way it rang the day a young prince chose kindness over war. It rings like a grandmother's voice, whispering to a boy kneeling in the candlelight. It rings like a promise that goodness, though it seems small, is stronger than any sword. And so, Prague also slowly fell asleep. Good night.